The Washington Post writes this of our next guest. Like they say, listening to Marielle Kraft's music feels like FaceTiming your best friend. She's comforting, honest, and sometimes hilarious as she sings her way through moments that feel almost universal, especially to millennial and Gen Z women. I'd have to say that is some pretty high praise. She is coming to Shuba's in Chicago on October 23rd, supporting her new album, The Right People Will Love You, and she's with us right now. Marielle Kraft, welcome to the show.
Hi, thanks for having me.
Oh my gosh, thank you for joining us. Holy smokes, that is a very nice thing that the Washington Post said about you.
They did. I was very flattered.
That is incredible. First of all, I agree. I was listening to to your album, The Right People Will Love You. Totally, like, yep. You're just, let's talk. I'm like, sing it to me. How are things going right now with you? How is life on the road? How are you keeping sane? What's going on?
Great questions. Yeah, thank you for listening. We are about halfway through the album tour right now. It's 7 weeks across the U.S. And right now we are en route to the Midwest, coming up on Chicago this Thursday, which we're very excited about. But it's been great. It's been really fun to have a debut album finally. I've been putting out singles and EPs for a lot of years, and now I have like a full project of songs to tour with. And it's been really fun to sing those every night.
Yeah, because you were an English teacher before you dedicated all. Okay, I used to be a teacher as well. What grade?
No way. What did you teach?
I taught theater and public speaking.
Oh, that's amazing. I taught English.
I know, but to what grade level?
6th grade.
Oh, all right. I had to teach public speaking to 6th graders, and that was an exercise in how not to wiggle.
I handed to my
So my hats off are to you.
Yeah.
You can do anything if you can teach English to 6th graders right there.
So what made you give
up? That's what I've always said.
Right?
So, Marielle, were you always a musician who was a teacher, and did you finally decide at some point an epiphany that you wanted to pursue your passion, or how did you switch from a typical, a day job to what you're doing now? What was the catalyst?
Yeah, that's a great question. I always wanted to be a teacher growing up. That was what my sights were set on. My mom was a teacher. I went to college to get an education degree. And then I was teaching full time in the classroom and did not get paid enough, as teachers don't. We should be getting paid 10 times more.
Yeah.
So I was picking up gigs on the weekends, playing like cover gigs in bars for 3 hours, like in the corner, just to like make side cash. And then kind of ended up accidentally falling in love with performing and took a chance and left teaching, and here I am.
Amazing.
So what's your advice to someone in your position, your previous position? What would you tell them today?
I would say that whatever you go to sleep thinking about is probably what you should pursue. I remember, being a teacher and lesson planning the whole day and, grading essays or whatever. But then when I was headed to sleep, I was like, oh, what song do I want to write? Where am I going to perform next? And for me, that was a clear indication that maybe my heart was pulling me somewhere else.
Come on
Great
now.
advice.
Follow your bliss. Follow your bliss. That's what I say.
Exactly.
So how would you describe your sound? Because as an emerging artist, people Washington Post and other folks will say really nice things about it, but how would you describe your work?
Yeah, I would describe it as singer-songwriter pop. I like to say it's lowercase p pop, where it's like definitely pop music. It's catchy, it's commercial, but it has that singer-songwriter side. It's vulnerable, has a lot of like heartfelt life experiences woven in it. So, I feel like if you want to feel a roller coaster of emotions, my show is probably the place for you.
We've been feeling a lot of those. Let's feel some more on Thursday night at Shuba's, I say. Why not? And you moved to Nashville. How long you been in Nashville?
I'm coming up on 5 years in Nashville.
So it must be working out well for you.
Yeah, it's been great. I have found, my musical community. I've found writers that I really love who have written this album with me, and producers. And I feel like I've been able to grow there a lot more than the East Coast, which is where I grew up. It was great to learn music there in a place like Rhode Island, which is where I grew up. It was like, the big fish, small pond mentality, which was amazing to build confidence. But to be in Music City now has just been amazing to be challenged and get better.
It's got to push you to your highest height being there with all the competition. So that's a great thing.
Yeah. So what is your process when it comes to writing a song? Because a lot of your work, as you said, is drawn from personal experiences and your own confessional kind
songs,
of thing.
Yeah.
What is your process when you are writing a song?
Yeah, oftentimes I'll come into a writing session with a stem of an idea or a title or a line, and then my co-writers and I will flesh it out. We'll talk through okay, what does this mean? How could we make this into a hook? How can we make this interesting for people who don't know you and your story and make it relatable for them? And so a lot of times, it starts with an idea that I'll come in with that I know that I want to write, either from my life or from someone's life close to me. We make it into a song in 4 hours.
I love that you just encapsulate the spirit of collaboration, because for me, I am not a musician. I am musically inclined, but I'm not that's not how I make my living. And for me, a singer-songwriter always just feels like because I live with a writer, it's such a solitary experience. But I love the fact that you are going into rooms and studios with other artists to collaborate to create something.
Yeah, I feel grateful to do that. I didn't do that before I moved to Nashville. There wasn't much of a co-writing scene where I'm from. Mm-hmm. But in Nashville, there are people who are full-time songwriters. Their entire career is meant to make my songs as an artist stronger for me and my audience. And so leaning into that has only made everything I make better.
And do you feel the community is supportive there? I know there's a lot of competition, but do you feel that there's a real community, especially as a woman singer-songwriter that's not necessarily a country singer? Have you found your people?
Right, exactly. I think that was a misconception that I had and that a lot of people have of Nashville, is that it's mostly just country music, which there is a large country music industry there, of course, but all the other industries are growing as well, the pop industry, the rock industry. And so to be there as that's kind of robustly growing is a really exciting time, as people are coming to Nashville for those genres kind of for the first time. So I do feel like the community is supportive. We're small, but we're hungry, and all ships rise, so we try to support each other.
Awesome.
That's and girl, I gotta say, there's got to be something in the water in Nashville. There are so many openly queer women musicians based there.
They've all been on our show.
They've been on our show. You were our third this year. We're oh my gosh, because we spoke with country singer Brooke Eden, indie rocker Kristen Ford. Both have been on the show.
Yep. I know both.
Of course,
I figured
you must.
I got to throw one up more name. We just met a woman named Madeline Edwards that we became friends with quickly. Do you know Madeline? Do you know Madeline?
Yeah.
She's awesome too.
We're a small community.
I figured.
Yeah.
I'll tell her we said hi.
But so how? Yeah. I mean, it just.
I will.
Do you? Are these some of the folks that you kind of, as I love that you were saying that a rising tide lifts all boats. That is. That is for me also the basis of our country, but that's for another time. But do you feel like there specifically the queer community within Nashville is there to support and nurture these new artists?
Absolutely. I'm been so pleasantly surprised with the queer community in Nashville, especially coming from the Northeast.
Yeah.
I was, transparently kind of scared to go to a red state and figure out a community there. But I think because it's a blue dot in a red state, people are so much more willing to stand in who they are because they have to. It's not just an accepted thing that we're going to be included in every room we're in. So people are louder in their support, which has been amazing. But there are queer spaces all around Nashville, like the Lipstick Lounge and Clay and, Canvas and different places that do specifically support the queer community with queer writers rounds and queer showcases that have really knitted us closely together.
Oh my gosh, Ellen Miller was just writing things down.
Because I'm going to be there around Christmas time. My in-laws live a couple hours from Nashville, and we always need to, we always have a nice time with them, but that where they live is as red as it can be, so we need to cleanse our palates by coming to Nashville for a couple of nights, which we always do.
Definitely.
So Lipstick Lounge, and what was the other one?
Lipstick Lounge, I would say, is the best one because they have, it's an actual music venue as well as a lesbian bar.
Oh.
And so on, Tuesday nights, they do a queer artist showcase every Tuesday night.
We're going to be there on a Tuesday night.
Then you should go. You should definitely go. It's the first place I played at Nashville, and they were amazing.
Fantastic.
You got to go. Ellen's also an incredible blues harmonica player as well. So she'll have her harps. Yes. She'll have the harps on her.
I sit in when I'm in Nashville. It's fun. I always play a lot. It's a gas. So thank you. Thanks.
So, but speaking of live shows, what do you bring? What is going to, like, when folks want to come see you on the 25th at Shuba's, what can they expect when they come see Marielle Kraft live?
So this is the first tour that I've brought my full band. Like, the full show is coming with me. So a lot of times I've come through these cities far from Nashville with just me and my guitar, which has been great. But now we have drummer, keys, guitar, lights. We have the whole shebang. So really excited for that show. They're going to hear most of the songs on my new album in their full form, and also some songs from my previous projects, and also maybe a couple acoustic songs that are stripped down. And so it'll be a time of, positivity, high energy, joy, healing, reflection, maybe a little bit of, confronting the past in a way that, brings us some hope. But the community at my shows has been so wonderful. I just find that they make friends with each other, and they're so attentive and supportive, and we just have the best time.
Well, I live 3 blocks from Shuba's, so my wife and I are planning on being there. So I look forward to hearing you.
Oh, my gosh.
Yeah.
I can't wait to meet you.
Yes, and we were at Lucius last night, and on the way home, I said, we're going to have Marielle on the show tomorrow. Let's play her music. And from the venue to home, and we were both like, oh, my God, she's fantastic.
I know, right? It is so much fun.
We got to go. So I'm planning on being there. So I'll introduce myself to you.
Yeah, please do. Thank you.
Sure.
Oh, my gosh. Well, the album is The Right People Will Love You. The artist is Marielle Kraft. You can catch her live at Shuba's right here in Chicago on October 25th. You can also see there's an Ellen Miller sighting as well. Yes, for tickets, go to mariellekraft.com. Marielle, thank you so much for joining us today. And just keep kicking butt as you're on the road, and keep having your voice heard. Keep having your voice heard.
Thank you so much. I appreciate you having me on.